ladies and gentlemen. Oaktown Hellbilly, aka Mr. Med 40 ounce, back again with another one. Not a bad cap toss. Malt Liquor label out. Malt Liquor. Final haul in Malt Liquor. Record store day. Motherfuck censorship edition. Malt Liquor. Delicious. All right, today is record store day. This book arrived a couple days ago. I'll talk about that throughout the video, but it's finally here. I did not go to record store day today. It's a disclaimer. I went yesterday after work. I went down to Oakland and I picked up a few records, and I'm going to talk about that, talk about my haul today. But I want to discuss record store day. I want to talk about censorship and what a disgrace and a fucking abomination it is, and all of that. So, you know, you click on the title, you see what you're about to get into here. Bottom line is this, and I've said this before. You know, I'm not political on this channel. I'm like an anarchist here. I don't give a fuck. You do what you want to do. If you voted one way or the other way, or didn't vote, I don't give a shit. If you, whatever, I don't care what your politics are. It doesn't matter to me. That's not what we're here to talk about. You are welcome on this channel. We don't talk about that shit here. It's too polarizing. This is all about, you know, the Malt Liquor is the star of the show, obviously. But the topic of discussion, and most of my masterpieces are vinyl records. A lot about punk rock, but that's not the only type of music I listen to. It is the first and foremost love of my life as far as music is concerned. But that's not the only type of music that I listen to or even discuss on this channel. I am 100% against censorship, prohibition, and political correctness of any kind. If you lose the ability to speak freely, then you don't have a society anymore. YouTube censors art, they censor music, and it's like these are the modern day scolds of our time. So we're not going to get into all that so much, but I just want to say I'm not into censorship. Political correctness and prohibition is for suckers. If you stand for any of that garbage, you know, you're a usurper and an interloper, and I declare you to be my enemy. That's the way I feel about it. Malt Liquor label out. Censorship is wrong when the government does it, and it's wrong when so-called private corporations do it, basically at the behest of the government. That's what's happening. So, look throughout history. We'll just go back to the 70s. This is not a haul from yesterday. I've had this album for a while. Sex Pistols, never mind the bollocks. Here's the Sex Pistols, right? That came out in '76. It was heavily censored. It went to #1, but you know, a lot of record stores weren't carrying it. You had to go to like a major city to get it. It wasn't that simple. People were out protesting because of this stuff. It was shocking for its time. The way they dressed, the way they talked, their attitude, and everything else. And the mainstream, the masses were not really ready for that. But these guys, they just came out to the forefront and did it. That's a whole other story. That's a topic for, I could make 2 or 3 masterpieces on that band alone. They were great. That album is great. It's a it's a masterpiece of punk rock. I absolutely love it. I love every song on it. There isn't a bad song on that record. And subsequently, they put out other, you know, singles and stuff, EPs afterwards. And I wish they could get a way to put it on one album altogether, but it is what it is. They were censored. They were censored by the government. They were censored by the broadcast, BBC, and all this other shit. That's unacceptable. And what happened because of that? They inspired thousands of people. They inspired lots of bands. It's like, well, if they can do it, we can do it. That kind of shit. You know, the Damned, the Clash, the Buzzcocks, all that from that era of England, you know. And at the same time, it was happening in New York with the Ramones and all that, Dead Boys and a few other bands. 77 was a great year for music, specifically punk rock music. Malt Liquor. All right, let's get into the haul. Censorship fucking sucks. Fuck censorship. Fuck prohibition. Shout out to Loot Bag Larry. And Huffy 72. Yeah, we'll do that. It might be a little loud. Yeah, it might be a little loud. Okay, first up, I went to 1234 Go Records yesterday after work. I did not feel like dealing with crowds or waiting in line because there's really, I mean, the record store day list was cool. There's a couple of ones on there I'd be interested in getting, that Ramones box set specifically. And one of the jazz albums, I can't think of the name of it right now, but I didn't want to wait in line for 3 hours. It just, you know, it's not really worth it to me. Whatever. And I'm sure those copies of some of that stuff will be available after record store day. I don't know about that Ramones box set. That's probably going to sell out quick. It's expensive, but I would love to have it. All right, first up, Subhuman's Crisis Point. This was a fairly inexpensive one, and I listened to it today. I'm obviously familiar with the first album that came out in 1983, the day the country died, but I don't have the rest of the discography. I got Crisis Point now, and I got another one of those, another one of their albums yesterday as well. I did listen to this today. I opened it up and listened to it, and it's excellent. It comes with a stencil, and it's got a poster with a lyric sheet inside. Very cool. Great album. Great punk album. You know, pretty standard stuff for what you. It's exactly what you'd expect it to be. But Subhuman's Crisis Point. Definitely cool. Malt Liquor. Let's start a show right there. Next up, as I was talking about a few moments ago, Dead Boys. The debut album from '77, Young, Loud, and Snotty. I haven't heard this album in a very, very long time. I never owned it before, but a friend of mine had it when I was in the Army. This is over 20 years ago. And he used to listen to it all the time. I mean, it's got Sonic Reducer on it, Ain't Nothing to Do, What Love Is, Not Anymore, and then on the B-side, of course, High Tension and Down in Flames. Those are to me, those are the standouts. This is also, it says Rolling Stone Magazine. Fuck Rolling Stone Magazine. I don't give a shit what they say, but they did put it in their best top 10 punk albums. You know, sourced from the original master tapes and all of that. And this is the fuck is it here? Hold on a second. Live TV, folks, it does happen. Limited edition yellow vinyl with red streaks in it. Out fucking standing. So it's got that color vinyl, like a splattered vinyl basically, but not quite. Outstanding. Dead Boys, Young, Loud, and Snotty, 1977, real punk rock. We're talking vinyl records, we're talking punk rock, we're drinking Malt Liquor tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Get into a couple of shout outs here, Malt Liquor. Shout out to 209 Jay Jones, Loot Bag Larry, Rock Bottom 559, Pro Wrestling Guy, Lone Wolf 420, and Causa 25, the Northern California contingent. Shout out to Scumbag Supreme over there in the Netherlands, Gambino 81 in the UK, the legendary Huffy 72, Roachy 420, Pro Weed 420, and all of them over there in the UK, in England. Holding it down, drinking Malt Liquor, doing what you gotta do. Outstanding job, gentlemen. Malt Liquor. I gotta tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that King Cobra Premium Malt Liquor is absolutely refreshing and fucking delicious. Brewed and packaged by hardworking, patriotic fucking Americans, and you need to support that. Made by unionized fucking labor. Shout out to Falstaff. Malt Liquor. Next up, Subhuman's Internal Riot. I'm not even sure when this album was released. It looks like an older one. It was on the Blurred label, which I believe is defunct now. I'm not sure about that. I've never heard this before. I should know better. You know, I should have had this a long time ago, but there was years and years where I didn't even listen to the band for a long time. And then I slowly got into it again off of that the day the country died. And I need a couple more of their albums. I got to get Rats, which is the EP. And there's a couple more full-length albums I have to get, but the one with fucking Apathy on it, the name escapes me at this point. But, you know, Subhuman's Internal Riot. This one was only 15 bucks at 1234 Go Records. Outstanding job on that one. I can't wait to listen to it. That'll be spun later on this evening. Do that again. Live TV, folks, it does happen. Shout out to the Exploited. Shout out to Waddy Buchan. I got to see the Exploited one time, and that was in 2019 in Sacramento, California. It was one of the rowdiest punk rock shows I've ever been to. I had a fucking great time that night. And Waddy, at that time, he was like 58 years old, and it's almost as if he was 25 again. He was fucking holding it down, nailing it, man. I got to get up on the stage during Sex and Violence. I put my arm around him. I got to yell into the mic a little bit. That's what punk rock is all about. None of this rock star shit. Though I don't have if you like, you know, that kind of, that's cool. You know, there's nothing wrong with rock star shit, but punk is not that. Malt Liquor. Up next, The Offspring, the self-titled debut album, released in '89. From 80, I think the band started in '85, maybe '84. I could be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong in the fucking comment section. From its inception until 1994, that's the best stuff they ever put out. And really it's the first 3 albums that they put out, you know, major releases. Before this, there was a bunch of 7-inch and 45 singles and all that. This came out in 1989. Jennifer Lost the War is on here. Beheaded. 1,000 Days. I mean, it's just, this one hits pretty hard. This is a great punk album. Say what you want to say about The Offspring. I like them. You know, I think that Smash is one of the greatest punk albums of all time. Ignition, slightly better than that, and this one is right behind it, Smash. Offspring, self-titled, 1989 release on Nitro Records. Outstanding. And before we get into the final piece of this right here, you can probably see it on the bottom of the shot there, but this is specifically for Lootbag Larry. We was talking a while ago, a few months ago, about it, and he told me that I should broaden it on there and get into metal, certain metal acts more. And one of my other buddies that lives up in the Sacramento Roseville area, you know, he also told me I should broaden my horizons on metal too. I love Pantera. I love Slayer. Slayer is probably my favorite metal band. Pantera close second. I like Fear Factory. You know, that's on order from Discogs right now. Malt Liquor. I also ordered a couple off of Discogs Thursday evening. You want to support Record Store Day. I want to support my local record stores and all that. So I ordered one from Germany, and that's going to be its own special video. We're talking, everybody's talking about the good old days, and that's what I'm going to be talking about in that one. Going back to 2000, 2001. That will be its own video once it arrives. That's coming from Germany. And I also ordered Agnostic Front, Riot, Riot, Upstart. Hopefully I get those this week. We'll see what happens. Malt Liquor. The gentleman that I was talking about, he goes by Splatterpunks138 on Instagram. So, you know, he's the one that told me I have to broaden my horizons as far as metal is concerned. He was right. This motherfucker was expensive, but there it is. Iron Maiden Senjutsu. Senjutsu. I have not opened it yet. But as soon as this masterpiece is over with and uploaded, I'm going to open it up, I'm going to spin it. This is a triple LP. And I've heard a couple of the songs on YouTube. A lot of people are saying it's no good. A lot of people are saying it's really good. It was a commercial success. And as far as critics are concerned, the audience score was a lot higher. And the critics score was decent, so that's why I picked it up. I remember looking at this, I mean, the album artwork is fucking badass. It's really cool. And I remember looking at it, you know, throughout, it came out 6 months ago or whatever. A lot of the record stores that I frequent, they had several copies of it. Well, this was the last copy at 1-2-3-4 Go Records. And I'm flipping through it, and many times I was like, nah, I'll get it next time, I'll get it next time. Well, there might not be a next time. I don't know how many more copies they pressed or whatever, but I decided to pick it up. So I bought their last copy yesterday, and that was it. Malt Liquor label out. But it's going on all over the place. Record store day is happening. I'm checking Twitter, I'm checking Instagram. And a lot of people are enjoying themselves, so that's important. I ordered this book. It came about a week ago. I haven't read it yet, but I'm going to get into this. And it's the history of Record Store Day, which is 15 years now. Fucking ads. Get the fuck out of here with this bullshit. Let's set up the next one. That's the outro. Coming up soon. We're almost at the swill anyway. But what it does, you know, people go to the record store for the first time in years, probably. I know last August I walked into a record store and started flipping through bins for the first time in 12 years. That was, it's therapeutic, it's nice, that's why I do this. This is a wonderful hobby. I'm glad I got into it. I can't say enough good things about it. You know, music is, it's very important. It's important in my life, I gotta have it. If there ain't no music, how shitty would fucking life be without music? I wouldn't be able to take it, it would suck. You'd have to get to think of something. I mean, I don't know what the fuck you would do. I don't know what to do. Malt liquor. So whatever you like. Classic rock. That's a lot of boomer shit. Punk rock. Hip hop. You know, gangster rap. Modern stuff. EDM. Techno. Fucking whatever you like. There's so many different genres. And there's a lot of stuff that's being pressed right now. I can't say enough about it. I also put into service today, or last night rather, my Wu-Tang Clan slip mat. I took the Black Flag one off, and the Wu-Tang Clan one will be in service for a little while. And we'll switch back and forth. I have to get a Misfits one as well. Working on that. Next time I'm at Phono Select in Sacramento or Econo Jam, I know they have them. Malt liquor. We're almost at the swill. Yeah, a little bit more to go. But I can't say enough good stuff about this. It's been very, very good for me. Malt liquor. Approaching the swill. God damn it. Live TV, folks, does happen. Some people call it the swill. I call it the best fucking part of the whole goddamn thing. Approaching the motherfucking swill. You should be drinking malt liquor on YouTube with the fucking label out. Nothing else. No craft beer. No fucking homebrew bullshit. None of that. Malt liquor or Ballantine Ale with the fucking label out. Raekwon the chef, take us the fuck out of here. No Dorfo. Absolutely no Dorfo. Motherfuck censorship, motherfuck prohibition, and motherfuck political correctness. If you advocate for any of those fucking things, you're my fucking enemy. You're a usurper and a fucking interloper. Go fuck yourself. Hometown Hellbilly, rate, comment, subscribe, whatever the fuck you gotta do. I'm the fuck out of here. Oh, liquor, shut up, the fuck was one.